you've already seen some really quick wins, sending 2,000 emails to get 2 high ticket retainer clients for an email marketing agency is, I would say, pretty much unheard of these days. It's really hard to do. It takes a really refined strategy, really targeted and quality leads, and someone like yourself to operate the whole thing. So, what is next for you from here? What's going on, guys? Andre Hakel Jr. here, the CEO at ListKit, and I'm here with one of our most successful customers, Mohammad. Thanks for coming on the show, brother.
Appreciate it, bro.
So, just to lock the audience in before we dive into your story and the strategy you're using to get results through cold email. So, you're an email marketing agency serving e-commerce brands. And so far, at least from what you told me before the call, using ListKit leads, you've sent cold emails to 2,000 e-commerce brands. Out of the 2,000 brands, you got 10 positive replies. Out of the 10 positive replies, you're actually able to close 2 deals, 2 e-commerce brands on your email marketing offer. One was for $1,000 setup, which now turned into a $1,500 a month retainer. The other was for a 1.2K setup, which is now a $500 a month consulting client. And so I just want to dive in, bro, and hear how you're able to get such great results from sending really not high volume cold email at all. Like only sending 2,000 is not a ton. It's also super cheap with ListKit. 2,000 ListKit emails is like $97. So obviously the ROI, people can do the math, is pretty insane there. So let's just go back. Like, who are you? What is your business? And then we'll dive into how you came across ListKit, your experience with cold email and all that. But let's just go back to the start. I wanted to lock in the audience so they're really intrigued by the results, because there's going to be a lot of value shared in this one.
Yeah, perfect. I'm like the typical type of guy who just finds like email marketing courses and then went into it, and then kind of not wanting to spend too much on domains and stuff like that. So I had to figure out, okay, how can I get results? Because I watched all of like Daniel Fazio's videos. That's where I found ListKit. And obviously I've been wanting to join Client Ascension as well. So what happened is when I joined ListKit, I had an onboarding call with someone. Can't remember his name, but
it was either Bryce, Francois, Mark, Waleed, or Raheem.
Waleed was one. Yeah, it was him.
Waleed? Okay. Yeah. Waleed's awesome, dude.
I remember I spoke to another guy as well, but I don't remember. There was 2 guys that I spoke to, actually. Maybe he followed up or something. But yeah, and they broke down to me what it's like how I'm supposed to get clients through cold emailing, like how many I'm supposed to send, right? And he said something like 10,000 or something like that. So I was like shocked. I was like, oh no, how am I going to do this now? Because like I was trying to minimize my spend, because like I've had clients before, but it was all based on like referrals. I needed to start acquisition basically and start actually landing clients for myself and figuring it out. So then after that, I started stalking Daniel Fazio a bit more, tried to get as much free information as possible, and then just copied it all and just tried to get responses. And it worked quite fast, to be fair. So yeah, that's basically the story of how it happened.
I love that, bro. So how long ago did you start your email marketing agency?
So I started this ages ago. I don't even remember how long it was, but I started working with clients about a year ago, maybe. But the thing is, I cold emailed like once.
I was going to say, so like, is this your first experience with cold email, or were you doing this before? Like, if you started your agency a year ago, like, were you doing it when you started your agency? Did you try it a couple of times, or was this really your first crack at it?
So ages ago, when I first started it, I used to try to do it manually, because there's so many different people saying different things, right? And I just heard, oh, manual, that's the best way to do it, apparently, to get responses quick with the lowest amount of volume. So I was like, I'll just go that route then. And I managed to get someone on like a free trial type thing, and they ended up staying on to pay. But then I stopped cold email after that because I didn't know what to do. Because the only reason they responded was because it was like a very, I don't know the term for it, like broke business, so they just needed some help. So they were fine with the free work, so I was like, perfect. And then from there, I got testimonials, which I got a bunch more clients, but cold email never worked for me. I never knew how to get clients. So then that's when, just a couple of months ago, I started properly cold emailing through everything I found from like Daniel Fazio, ListKit, and everything like that, basically, yeah.
Awesome, bro. So you had tried cold email before. You were going more of the manual approach. You didn't really understand. It sounds like the misunderstanding for you when you were first getting started is how much volume is actually required nowadays to get results from cold email. And the misconception with that is how difficult or how much it costs to send high volume cold email. It's actually not that expensive, as you've probably come to find out, especially with the potential ROI. It's just, as a younger agency owner, as you were saying, you hadn't really explored marketing channels that you had to invest in, right? Because you're just getting referrals, which you don't have to pay for. And so investing into lead gen strategies was, as a newer agency owner, a little bit stressful. But you went all in. You obviously signed up for ListKit a couple of months ago. And so after signing up, how did you actually implement it, right? Because ListKit leads are just emails, right? Like it's just an email. It's not someone that's already interested or even knows who you are. And so how do you use the data from ListKit that you purchased to get the results that we talked about? Signing, 1.5K setup fee, or sorry, 1.5K retainer, or 1K setup fee, a 1.2K setup fee, a $500 a month consulting client. Like, how did you implement an actual cold email strategy? Did you learn it from the ListKit team in the community on the calls you mentioned with the team? Like, break down that whole experience in the beginning.
So I've actually tried getting leads through Apollo before, but the reason why I never actually went properly ahead with it, and I used to just use manual for that back then, is because the leads were very low quality, and I didn't know how to narrow it down to like it's just e-commerce brands that are actually high quality leads. So I think if I went through the Apollo route, I would have had to send a lot more emails than I did with ListKit. With ListKit, I think what helped me the most is that onboarding call with, I think it was Waleed, who basically helped me. I had no idea what I was trying to get. Like, I just knew e-commerce brands, that's it. And he kind of helped me filter it down to like certain types of e-commerce brands. So I have like a proper good lead list that I can just send to like that. So that, I'd say that's like the main thing that helped me with actually sending emails.
Awesome, man. So working with Waleed, you're saying just basically saying, hey, here's who I want to target. I don't really know the best strategies to use in a tool like Apollo or now ListKit. Help me find e-commerce brands. And basically getting on that one-on-one call with Waleed, who's a leads list specialist here at ListKit, where, as you're mentioning, Mohammed, we offer one-on-one leads list building calls for free with every new ListKit user that signs up. If they want to jump on them, I obviously encourage every new user to jump on them, because even if you do have experience or know how to use the tool or similar tools like Apollo, our leads list specialists are getting on dozens of calls every single day with customers just like you building leads lists. And so there's not another person on the planet who has spent more time in the ListKit platform building leads lists for all different use cases. And so hop on the call and see. Maybe they give you an idea or two that tweaks your list and makes it more targeted or gives you more results. But was that pretty much the experience with Waleed?
Yeah, so the problem, like I mentioned at the start, is I wanted to minimize as much I was spending so I can get results as soon as possible. So I think having that call with the lead just made it so much better because I knew that the leads I was targeting were e-commerce brands and who I wanted to target, and I knew that wouldn't be an issue. So all I had to focus on was my messaging and the way I was reaching out to these people. The way I went about it is I heard a lot from Dan and Fazio, basically like use content. So what I did was I just sent the people videos of me explaining certain things and got them to respond, and that's how I did it.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. So when you actually met with Waleed, obviously he helped you to really nail down a list that was much more targeted in regards to like getting e-commerce brands with triple verified emails than you were able to previously find through competitor platforms like Apollo. How did you actually go about implementing that? Was that through like the school community that we have with the cold email setup videos? Like, what was the process from there to set up the actual technology to send the cold emails, like the email inboxes, the sending tool, and all that sort of stuff?
I completely forgot. What actually got me started was the what course. I just remembered now. The internet money. That's what it was. That I just copied that to a T basically. Because I
Yeah.
think without that, I wouldn't be able to set up the cold emails. Like that's what made me understand. Like, oh crap, I can actually do this. Before that, I thought I had to do it manually. But when I watched the course, it was like breaking it down. Like it's just there for you. All the technicals. It's like I think I needed that course. In fact, I'm still on it, even though I got the information, just in case I need to go back and rehash it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
so the course you're talking about, the cold email course, because there's the cold email course in that community. It's the same that's in the ListKit school community. It's just our standard cold email mastery course that all ListKit users get access to. That shows you how to set up your email inboxes, how to set up the sending tool, how to connect it all, how to set up the scripts, how to add the leads list, how to do inbox management, how to test new campaigns, what results you should expect. Is basically A to Z, how to get results through cold email. And yeah, basically, again, the misconception that we were breaking here with you is it costs a lot of money and it takes a lot of time to do cold email, at least high volume cold email, which is not true, right? We can send thousands and thousands of cold emails with just a few clicks of a button, and it's really not at all that expensive. Especially now at this time, we have the List Kit cold email setup offer where we'll actually come into your business and set it all up for you, and then you can manage it ongoing. It just costs a couple $100s a month to send thousands of cold emails. And just listening to the results you shared, the amount of results that you got just from sending 2,000 emails, like imagine if you were to send 20,000 emails, and it's really not that difficult to do.
Oh no, I didn't send 2,000 emails. I contacted
2,000
2,000.
leads.
Yeah,
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. So imagine you contacted 20,000 e-commerces,
yeah,
because if you go into ListKit, there's, at least for like the generic e-commerce saved filters we have, there's almost 2 million e-commerce brands in there.
yeah,
And so imagine you contact 20,000 or 200,000. Like imagine
yeah.
how fast
That's my
your,
next goal now, isn't it?
yeah. Yeah. So what's your goal with cold email is actually my next question, because you've already seen some really quick wins, sending 2,000 emails to get 2 high ticket retainer clients for an email marketing agency is, I would say, pretty much unheard of these days. It's really hard to do. It takes a really refined strategy, really targeted and quality leads, and someone like yourself to operate the whole thing. So what is next for you from here?
Honestly, what the main thing is making content as well, because I think that's what made me get results so fast. Because people liked the fact that it was like, even on the calls that I had with them, it's like they were almost pre-sold. Even though the videos only got like 100 views, 2 views, 5 views, it's like there's only 3 videos that I used, and that's what. So the main thing that I need to focus on now is basically making more videos that's actually high quality that helps people. And the second thing is just buying more domains, buying more leads. That's it. That's it. In fact, I don't think I even need to make content. I think I can just rinse these 3 videos.
Yeah,
But
dude, it's one of those things we teach as well with all of our content and our coaching, and just kind of the ethos behind ListKit. It's like cold email, there's a lot of variables involved. So like the leads list is of utmost importance, because if you're emailing or reaching out to the wrong people, then even if you have the right content, the right script, it's not going to matter. And so obviously that's our main focus at ListKit. But around the leads list, you have to have a really good offer. You have to convey that offer in a really short and to the point way through your cold email scripts. You have to have a good follow up sequence. And then you have to have like case studies and content on the internet, because say, I get an email from Mohammad, and then I get emails from 6 other email marketing agencies. If I look up all 6 and Mohammed's got all this really great content that speaks to my pain points and shows that he really knows what he's doing, and then the others don't even show up on a Google search or on social media, who am I going to go with? You become the obvious choice, because you exist more on the internet than the other options. That's what people are doing when they get a cold email from you. They are going on the internet and seeing, who is this person, and why should I trust them? And so you've set yourself up really nicely with a really good content marketing strategy.
yeah, so the goal is literally just to make more videos than you say.
Make more videos and then send more cold emails as well. I mean, the
Yeah,
amount of cold emails you sent really is just low volume. I mean,
yeah,
we have just for perspective, we have a cold email setup offer. The minimum package is $500 a month to send to 5,000 new leads every single month. And that scales all the way up to, we have clients that are on that same setup offer sending 100,000 leads every single month. And the pricing gets better and better at scale. And that's a setup offer where we come in, we set up your email inboxes, we set up your email sending tool, we write your scripts, we help you build your leads list, and we launch your first campaigns together. And then you're just paying an ongoing basis for the email accounts, for the sending tool, and for the leads, all packaged together in one cost, which is a lot cheaper than if you were to go buy your email inboxes on your own, buy the sending tool on your own, and buy the leads list on your own. So it's just centralizing all the costs. It's putting all the work basically on our plate of managing and setting it all up. And yeah, we have almost 300 clients on that offer after launching it just 2 months ago, and the results are pretty amazing. Because it's the same implementation that you followed through just going through the course on your own, which is awesome. But dude, yeah, 2,000 people you reached out to when there's millions of e-commerce brands you can reach out to. That's where your biggest opportunity lies, is reach out to more e-commerce brands, and at the same time create more content. Because when you're doing cold email and you're sending thousands of cold emails every day, it's not like you're sitting there sending each email individually. And so you could really simply just, as the emails are sending out, work on your content. And that's what we recommend business owners to do. There's all these other things in the business that you as the CEO and founder need to be focused on, like content creation, fulfillment, bigger partnership opportunities, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Awesome, man. So thank you for sharing your results with us. It's really cool to hear that again. Like you started a new agency, you tried cold email a couple times here and there, more of like a manual approach, didn't really work for you. Then you tried Apollo, you couldn't really find a targeted leads list of e-commerce email marketing agencies or e-commerce brands for your email marketing agency. Then you found ListKit through Daniel Fazio's YouTube channel, which has a ton of great content for agency owners. You signed up, you got an onboarding cold wall lead who helped you build your first leads list of super targeted e-commerce brands. You followed the steps in our cold email starter course from A to Z to set everything up and actually send out your first cold emails. And then the results, as you mentioned, you signed a client 1K up front, 1.5K retainer, and then another client for 1.2K up front, and now a $500 a month retainer. It's pretty huge, bro.
Yeah, looking forward to upping my sending volume, buying more list kit leads, and hopefully getting more clients now after
Let's
trying for
go.
so long. But yeah,
Let's go. Well, we're here to help. Anything else you want to say to the audience, people that are either using ListKit and struggling to get results or looking into using ListKit to get results from cold email? What would you say to these people?
if you were just starting with cold email like me, literally just go to Internet Money and just copy what they say. Just literally, I basically barely thought. I just copied. That's it, and it just worked. So yeah, I only sent like 150 emails a day as well, and I wasn't doing anything at the time, so I just worked on its own. So yeah, it's kind of brain dead, to be fair.
It works on its own, bro. You didn't send
Yeah.
out of the 150 emails. How many did you actually sit there to click and send?
None.
Zero.
None.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why we're so bullish on it, because you don't have to sit there and do the work. It's all software and tech. It's just the strategy itself when you're setting it all up. That's where you have to spend the time, right? You have to make sure the leads list is targeted to who you want to work with. Because if you're sending emails to people saying, hey, I can do your e-commerce email marketing, and they're B2B SaaS companies, it's not going to work. And so that's why ListKit and going through a one-on-one onboarding call with one of our leads list specialists is so important, because you could do all the work to set up cold emails, and then yeah, it launches and you don't got to do any more work to actually send the emails, but it won't get results if the targeting's not really dialed in. And so lean on our team's expertise that we're offering. I think we're one of the only SaaS companies that I've seen, at least in the marketing space, to offer every single customer as much support as we do. Not just getting on one-on-one calls if needed, but we also have daily support and coaching calls, cold email coaching calls, that is, in our free Slack community. And we have the entire cold email getting started course as well that you keep mentioning. So anyways, bro, where can our audience find you, reach out to you if they want to learn more about your services or just talk to you more about your experience using ListKit and sending cold email?
My social media links should be on. It's just I'm only on like LinkedIn and like YouTube for now because I haven't thinking much. But you can find me on my website everflowmedia.co.
Everflowmedia.com.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mohammad. Keep crushing it, bro. Excited to hear what happens as you continue to scale volume and just multiply the results you're seeing from cold email. So thanks so much. And thank you all for listening. If you're interested in ListKit, you could go to listkit.io. You'll have all the information there on our pricing and how it all works. Sign up process is super quick and easy. Once you sign up, you'll be prompted to book one of those one-on-one calls with our leads list building experts that I keep mentioning. And then if you're interested in us coming in and doing the entire setup process for you, you could go to start.listkit.io and you'll see more information on that page. But that's all for today. Thanks for listening. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.